What is one skill that you can use to get your ex's respect? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video, as well as why your ex's respect is actually important. But first, my name is Clay with modernlove.life, and we're here to help you get the great loving relationship that you're looking for without having to play mind games, without having to play hard to get, and without having to pretend to be someone or something that you are not, because you, of course, deserve to be loved for the unique, amazing, and wonderful person that you are. And if you agree with me, do me a favor by giving this video a thumbs up. It helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. And please also feel free to subscribe to the channel as well too, so you can get notified when we upload and publish new videos. Also, we are talking about advanced relational skills. This is going to be one of those skills. And if you do want to learn more about advanced relational skills and how to use them to connect with your ex and navigate your ex's emotional world and get back together with your ex, we do have our course called the X Solution Program. You can find information on that in the description box below this video. Feel free to check it out. If it's right for you, you're more than welcome to sign up. If not, no worries. We're talking about respect. Now, there are a lot of people out there, a lot of people who give others advice on getting back together with their exes that break down this whole process of getting back together with your ex as if it's some sort of power struggle, as if it's something that you have to, come out looking like you're, higher status than them, like you have more power than them, like, whoever controls, whoever cares the least controls the relationship. It's so hard for me to get that right because I disagree with it so much. But there are people that believe that, even, prominent people whose other advice I don't disagree with, but they say this. And first of all, I just want to say that if you're looking at this dynamic that you have with your ex as a power struggle, then you're going to have an extremely difficult time transitioning that into a great, loving, thriving relationship, even if you do somehow manage to get back together with them. And so what we want to do is we want to look at how people often deal with these power struggles that we, I guess, on some level instinctively believe is at play when it comes to relating to our ex and getting back together with our ex versus what's actually going on and what's actually going to help them respect you and what's going to actually help them move forward and see a new possibility together with you. So when people feel that there's a power struggle at stake between them and their ex, like their ex has all the power, they have none of the power because they want to get back together, or they might feel that way, but then they need to somehow turn the tables on their ex and make it seem like they have all the power and that their ex needs to crawl over broken shards of glass to get back together with them or something like that. These are difficult mindsets because when you're in this state of mind, you are likely to respond to the challenges in one of two ways. The first way is that you might respond by, what we would call collapsing. That is to say, bending over and giving into your ex's every need, desire, want, being overly accommodating, walking on eggshells, overanalyzing the text messages that they send, trying to read between the lines, trying to look at why did it take them 34 minutes to respond to that one, but it only took them 12 minutes to respond to this one, and it took them 4 hours to respond to the one after that. I've seen a lot of people do that a lot. I've seen a lot of people analyze emojis, what did it mean when they did the winky face emoji versus the heart eye emoji versus all these other things. And this is really a form of collapsing in the situation. This is one way that people, try to manage this sort of insecurity that they feel, this feeling of okay, there's this power difference and it's causing me to kind of collapse to it. It's causing me to give in, be overly accommodating, spend way too much time over investing, analyzing things and such. And I think that, admittedly, probably most of us have been there when it comes to at least the initial stages immediately after a breakup. I've been in damage control mode myself. I think many of you have probably been in damage control mode as well too. Occasionally I do meet someone who for some reason somehow doesn't do this, but I think most of us have been through this phase at some point. And we quickly learn that it doesn't work, right? Clearly, if it did work, you would probably have gotten back together with your ex by now. Things would be great. You'd be back together again. But if you're here watching this video, it didn't work. It doesn't work. And so what often people do is they try to swing to the opposite side of the pendulum, and they think, okay, I need to show my ex that I don't care about them. I need to do this no contact sort of thing to show them that I control the power. That way I'll leave them wondering why I disappeared. Then they'll, miss me so much they'll crawl over broken shards of glass to win me back or something like that. Or, I need to post pictures of me online with attractive people so that they can start to feel jealous that they're losing out on me or something like that. And that way I'll be the one that's desirable. I'll be the prize. And they'll, once again, come crawling over broken shards of glass to admit that they're wrong or something like that. Or I need to, always seem like my life is put together. I need to always seem like I'm happier when we're not together or something like that. So that, they see that I'm a happy, positive person and they want to be together with me or something like that. And what this is it's just a reaction to that previous way of being. It's a way of relating to this perceived power difference between you and your ex. And so what you want to do is you want to realize that this is really kind of at least how you're approaching it when you're going from one of these two positions, is you're looking at it as if it's some sort of power dynamic. And, both of you are, at least in your own mind, trying to compete to see who can have that dominant position in the power dynamic. And where we're coming at today is that this is not a healthy and good way to go about having a great, thriving relationship with someone. Sure, if you're like into power stuff and, whatever, sure, okay, great. But, at least for most people out there, that's not really what you want to do. You want to have a great relationship where you can actually have someone by your side who you can trust, who can be supportive, who you can support through challenging times and all of that. And this isn't going to happen if you're caught in this constant, power war with someone else. And so this brings us back to the topic of respect. What you can do to get your ex to respect you, to really see that you are someone that's worthy of their respect. And when someone respects you, they'll, stop playing the games and they'll start being more honest with you. They'll start being more straightforward with you. But what you can do is you can realize that this whole power dynamic thing is a bankrupt game. The longer you play it, it doesn't matter how long you play, you're never going to win. You're always going to be feeling anxious. Am I coming across as high value enough, high status enough, important enough? Am I making myself seem, above you enough to the point where you don't care or something like that, to the point where I don't care that you actually want to impress me? Or is it the opposite way? Am I pleasing you enough? Am I accommodating enough? If I meet all of your needs for you, then will you turn around and finally meet my needs? This is all a bankrupt game in terms of just managing anxiety, managing insecurity, and this perceived power struggle. And so what you want to do is realize that this whole power struggle is an illusion. And if you are going to have this great connected relationship with someone, you need to just be able to be transparent, vulnerable, forthright about what you want, what's going on with you, what your concerns are. You don't need to manage this anxiety. You don't need to say, oh, well, I shouldn't ask that question because, it might come across the wrong way. Just be like, yeah, whatever. Like, what did you mean when you said that? I find it kind of frustrating when you make plans with me and then back out at the last minute. How are we going to deal with this moving forward? You're not coming at this from am I dominant? Am I submissive? You're not coming at it from one of those mindsets. You're just saying like, okay, this is where I'm at, and this is how you're behaving in the situation, how it's affecting me, and this is what's coming to mind. If we're going to interact with one another, then we're going to have to come up with some consistent ways to make agreements that we can both keep. Does that work for you? If you say something like that, it might come across, like if they're caught in the whole bankrupt power game, they might see that as like, okay, you're being dominant. But if you're not trying to paint yourself as this dominant person, if you're just genuinely saying like, hey, whatever's happening, it's not working, what are we going to do? And that's where you're at, then you're just being transparent. So, they might perceive it within that bankrupt game if they're caught up in it. But if you're just being transparent, then you're not caught up in that bankrupt game. You're not trying to manage the anxiety, and the anxiety isn't going to start to seep out in other sort of weird neurotic ways in the future. You're just going to be in alignment with what you want. You're just going to be able to know what's important to you, and you're going to go ahead and act congruent with that. So that's really the most important thing that you can do, is to give yourself permission to just say what's on your mind. Give yourself permission to just speak your truth. Give yourself permission to just ask the questions that are going on in your head, or to realize that that is a question that, they can't answer and only I can answer for myself. And so if you can start to do that, if you can start to give yourself permission to just genuinely express yourself and your needs and your desires and your thoughts, then that is truly something that your ex is going to respect. And that is what is, honestly, what most people will find very attractive, and that's going to help bring the two of you into alignment for creating a great relationship, assuming your ex is in a place emotionally where they actually are ready to have a relationship with someone who's vulnerable, transparent, and willing to just call it like it is. So anyway, once again, if this is something that you would like to learn more about, we do have our course called the X Solution Program. You can check it out down in the description box below, and feel free to sign up if it's right for you. If it's not right for you, no worries. But if you want to check it out, and or if you're curious about it, go ahead. It's right down there. And if you do want to learn more about all of this stuff, we of course have this video here on advanced relational skills, or you might want to check out this video right here. But once again, my name is Clay with modernlove.life. Thanks so much for watching. Please take care, and I'll talk to you next time.